Hello, this is Group 3, and I'm Madhav, roll number 206, and I'm going to speak about SQL injection and the malicious code aspect of it. So, what is malicious code? It's any unwanted program or code which compromises the performance and data within your computer. So, in the case of SQL injection, we are trying to insert another SQL statement within a quotation and followed by a semicolon so as to fool the compiler into believing that it's another command and henceforth compromising the data stored within the database. So here in this case, we have two tables to demonstrate the same. The users table to show the attack and users tutorial to show the prevention method. And further on will be explained by Ganeshan. Thank you.
Hello, this is Ganeshan, roll number 233. Okay, so this is actually what the SQL injection command looks like. Okay, when you insert this command, this is how actually the backend, that is the PHP file, interprets this drop table users command. I'll just give a quick overview of how this works. So the first apostrophe is to indicate that the email is null, and the semicolon is to break the statement, that is to indicate the next statement is there, and the double hyphen indicates that the part after that is commented. So now actually what the query does is it will just select the users where the email is null, and the drop table users will occur. So as a result, the whole table will get dropped. And can you please run it? And my friends will explain in detail about this.
So I'm Vaishnav, and my roll number is 228, and I'm going to tell about intruders. So there are two threats which affects the security most. One is intruder and other is virus. So intruders are often referred as hackers, and intruders are the persons who attempt to breach the security where they don't have access. And there are three types of intruders. One is masquerader, and second one is misfeasor, and third one is clandestine. And who is masquerader? Masquerader is a person who tries to access the computer which he is not allowed to access, and misfeasor is a person who tries to access the data which he is not authorized. And the third one is clandestine. Clandestine is a user where user tries to seizes the supervisory control of the system. And in our case, we in our implementation, the intruder is misfeasor, as like intruder is trying to access the data where the database is not allowed to access. And types of strategies will be explained by Krishna Teja.
Hello, I am Krishna Teja. My roll number is 226. I am going to explain on strategies followed by for SQL injection attacks. So a form without input validation is taken, and with this an SQL malicious statement is passed as an user input, and this goes in the place of the parameter to the backend. So in the for the backend, it looked like an two or more statements rather than one single statement, and the intentions of the attack in the form is clear, and the access for the backend is gained through the statements, through these SQL statements. So by these ways, like attackers get access to the database and the backend. So this is the strategies followed for the SQL injection attacks.
Hello, I am Tarunika, and my roll number is 255. I'm here to talk about the prevention of SQL injection attacks. So to the right part of the screen, we see the code for the prevention, and from line number 18 to line number 23 is the code for validating the input form, which is to the left of the screen. So we observe in the left screen, we have two fields of username and password and a login button. The connecting database to this is the user tutorials that we saw in the first. It has the username and password record. There is one record which says username to be test and the password to be 123, which is a valid record which has been inserted. So we'll be using the same initially to log in and check if the login is being accepted by our web page or not. So typing in test as the username and password as 123 and logging in, we see that the message welcome user is available to us. So now checking with another wrong username and a wrong password to see if the validation works fine. Yes, so we get incorrect username or password as our output display. So now we have validated the form. So let's see if this still prevents the SQL injection attack by typing in the malicious code test quotation or 1 is equal to 1 as the username and any random password. And the hash in the username is used to comment the rest of the code. we see that even though we have used the validation, the malicious code is still being accepted as a valid username and we are getting welcome user. So we have detected there is a malicious attack of SQL injection going on, but we haven't prevented it just with validation. So we'll see how to prevent this.
Hi, this is Varadarajan, roll number 257. Now let's look at the way we can prevent or we can ensure that SQL injection attack doesn't take place. So the correction code which we require in order to prevent an SQL attack is there in line number 14 and 15. So what we are going to do over here is we are going to use the function, say MySQL real escape string. This function basically removes all those escape sequences, which is the apostrophe and the spaces between them. And now this will be considered as test or 1 equal to 1, just as a one single username. And as we know, this username doesn't exist in our backend database. This is considered to be an incorrect username and hence will prevent any malicious attacker or a hacker to enter into the login system. So now let's run the command and check if the SQL injection still takes place. I'm just saving the file and then I'm going to try with the proper credential, that's test and 123. So it has to accept. Now let us check for that SQL injection command. As you can see now, it prevents the user from entering and logging in. This command basically prevents the user and the SQL attack from taking place, and that's the correction code to ensure that the SQL injection attack is prevented.
Thank you.
Thank
everyone.
you, sir.
Thank you.